Alright guys, I got it finished. Took me probably about an hour. Let me show you something, guys. Whenever my plug wires come off easy, I keep them. You never know what's going to happen down the road. And my plugs, they're not too bad. I probably clean them up and get more out of them, but I always say the plugs too, as long as they're not burnt up. You know, as long as that there is still there, I save it. Guys, one thing you always need to check before you start installing plugs, make sure, and these here were fine, and I didn't put it on that other video, make sure that they're the same length and not longer, because if these are longer, you're going to have some problems. If they're real long, they can bust holes in your piston. So make sure that they're the same size. I can't stress that enough, because these parts houses, guys, 9 out of 10 times they'll give you the wrong part. They'll give you a wrong part or wrong plug or something. So, but everything went smooth. Now when I didn't do the rotary button this time. I'll do the cap and rotary button later. When you do that, guys, you just pull the whole cap off and then just change them over one at a time. Just change them over one at a time. And if you want to, you can mark them so you know. Make sure you mark everything. You know, mark it like that can be 1, that could be 2, that could be 3, however. Just make sure you got it all lined up just in case there's a problem. And if you take your time doing one at a time, guys, you shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. That back plug back there is the hardest one, guys, but it's not that bad as that daggone minivan of mine. This one right here, pretty much everything's in a slope, and I've done this. The first time I did it was tough, but now this is my second time doing a tune-up on this, so I pretty much got it to where it's fine. One other thing I like to stress to you guys is, if you look down here, guys, if you look down there, let me get a flashlight. Right down there, see that right down there? Looks like a button. That's your throttle for when it warms up. It'll start, when it starts warming up, what it does, it'll throttle down. Okay. I've been finding antifreeze leaking. Well, antifreeze has been disappearing in this thing, and I couldn't figure out where in the heck my antifreeze is going. I don't see it leaking on the ground. I can smell it, but I don't see it. Guys, that right there will leak, and it'll drip on your exhaust, and it'll just evaporate, and you'll never see it. So if you ever had that problem, you can't figure out, now don't get me wrong, if your car's running rough, you probably got a blown head gasket. Or it could be a blown head gasket. That's why you need to check and see if you got milky oil. If you got milky oil, then you got a blown head gasket. But if you don't have a milky oil, and you don't see it leaking anywhere, but you smell it, that's probably your culprit right there. So, all right, guys, like, share, subscribe. Don't give me no thumbs down. This here is pretty easy. Another thing I want to tell you guys too, you know, once you got your mindset on what you're going to buy, guys, you're going to buy it no matter what. Guys, whenever you buy stuff, like I didn't do it with this, and I didn't do it with my minivan, look and see if you can get around the whole engine. Because if you can't, like if I need to do valve cover gaskets on this thing, guys, I had this engine rebuilt in 2012 because it blew a head gasket, so I told them just go ahead and redo everything. Gaskets, head gaskets, timing chain, everything. If you, like if I wanted to have, like if I wanted to do a head gasket, say this head gasket over here, or this valve cover gasket was leaking, guys, you got to take this whole manifold off. The whole manifold. On my minivan, I think I had to look, but I think you got to take the whole manifold off of it to get to that back side. Guys, whenever you go buy a car, if you're just looking to get a nice, decent car, look at the engine. Can you get to the whole engine? Because if you're a guy like me and you're mechanically inclined, you're not afraid of a challenge, I can do this. But you know what? It's probably going to take me half the day or better, because I got to pull this whole intake off. I got to pull all these clamps, hoses, and you guys know these foreign cars. If you know these foreign cars, they got a lot more vacuum lines and hoses and cables than American cars. So always remember that, guys. So whenever you whenever you're going to buy a car, if you just want a nice car, see if you can get around the whole engine. If you can get around the whole engine, guys, that'll save you a headache down the road, and you can fix it yourself. I never paid attention to that when I bought it, or my minivan, but the minivan's one of the vans I always wanted, so that's why I just rushed and bought it, and you know, it is what it is. But I know that's why I mostly buy GM trucks, because GM trucks are the easiest trucks to work on, and that's why I mostly stick with GM. But their I hate everybody's front-wheel drive cars. I do not like front-wheel drive cars. So, all right, guys, until the next time, remember, like I said, subscribe, share, like, comment down below. What do you think about all this? Until the next time, guys, bye-bye.